It took 27 firefighter units to contain 1,700 acres of torched land. Containing the Hidden Valley wildfire is complete, but there's a long road to recovery for the equipment that was on the front line. Students are disappointed, angry, and shook by how James Madison University alerted them on the homicide. They described the communication as late and vague given the urgency of danger. Having an adaptive egg hunt makes the entire festivities more inclusive. With a touch of a homemade wand, people with different abilities can be avid in the hunt. Harrisonburg Parks and Recreation want to recreate Westover Skate Park to be the best it can be. The people who will actually utilize the park want the safety levels to be just as great as the appearance. This year's success came from only a few weeks of planning instead of the typical 6 months, showing Warren's administration that anything is possible if you just believe. Broadway is swinging hard to help Lucas Frank fight childhood cancer. Frank is known for his love of sports and other people. His former coach knew he could step up to the plate for this team player.
It was really a no-brainer that, I thought this was the best way to get as many people involved and contributing to Lucas and showing that love and support as we could.
The players brought their A game from start to finish, which gave everyone more to cheer for. At the end of the tournament, it's not about who wins or lose, but the fact that a young boy gets the medical attention he needs from the action that's happening on the diamond. There was no particular goal to meet. The effort was pitched, and the outpour brought home a grand slam.
When we first started, the number of teams that we were kicking around was 16 teams. Quickly that turned into 24, quickly that turned into 30, and we ended up with 34 teams from all over Virginia, and we packed the house. We had to cut it off when we ran out of fields.
The attitude brought into the tournament was that Lucas will beat this. Everyone is ready to see his smile back on the field.
I'm pretty sure he told me that he was going to come back after like a year or so and play baseball.
I hope he can come back too, so we can be like closer with each other and like play each sport with each other again.
The two-day tournament resulted in at least $12,000 raised for the Lucas Strong recovery. Friends and family didn't predict this amount of support, but knows Lucas deserves it. Working hard for you, Cora Dickey, WHSD. Shenandoah Bee Supply says the insect has been an endangered species for years now. Bill Garner has been tending to bees for more than 50 years and knows the decline keeps happening because of people spraying pesticides.
They think it's water or nectar. They go to it and suck it up. The insecticides kill the bees.
Farmers are now losing 40% of the bee population from multiple factors which take away benefits for everyone.
There's nothing to pollinate our crops, which means there's nothing to feed the beef or the pork or the chickens. They cease to exist.
Honey and bumblebees are the only pollinators in the country. The way to keep their essential work is to feed them right and keep the chemicals off the yard. Beekeepers are needed because their care helps revive the bee count, and becoming one is easy.
I'm a father of 6 and we homeschool, and so we thought it'd be a fun project to get involved in with the kids, maybe get some honey, maybe get some wax.
Letting things grow is one way to help save the bees.
Dandelions in your yard are not a bad thing. They are one of the first flowers out in the spring that produce nectar and pollen for the bees.
Gardner encourages people not to kill the bees if there's a swarm in their yard. Working hard for you, Cora Dickey, WHSV. Dayton Public Works tries to flush the lines several times a year. Cleaning out the sewer is processed, but this time was treated as an emergency.
We had a lot of grease and fat in the sewer line, which caused the backup. Where we had the issue at was the end of our line. What that means is everybody up above that was having backup issues because the sewage water couldn't get around the blockage.
Putting things like diapers and tampons down the drain only worsens the issue. Sludge backup is a major problem for downtown because Dayton's sewage goes naturally downhill to its central points. It may take months for the backup to build up, but in a snap, the problem can affect residents when the problem starts rising out of the manhole. Sewage backup does not affect someone's drinking water, but can create problems elsewhere.
If the sewer line that your house is feeding into becomes blocked up, your possibility of your sinks, your showers, and your toilets may possibly not drain.
Backup in sewage flows into another problem for the public. The sewage water could pump into the street, causing it to go up into the stormwater system, which goes into the creek. Keeping the sewer pipes clean starts at home.
Toilet paper and water is really all that you should be putting down your sink at home or in your businesses or wherever.
Working hard for you, Cora Dickey, WHSV.